Hi guys, we're live. Yes, it's that time. It's the Hot Off the Press show. I've got myself Marble Halls TV on the show, and also Talk Man U. How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's lots to talk about, and just gonna quickly Landsy 2710 Man United, West Ham fan. Sorry, big up, Stephen. Yes, I've just actually set up. I didn't know if you guys were doing a watch along to the Man United game tomorrow because it was on BBC. So I thought I set up a watch along. I know Landsy's a West Ham fan, so yeah, if you guys are happy, like you want to jump onto that, and all Man U fans can jump onto that and watch that.
Yeah.
Good. Daniel, ever in the building, like, subscribe, and share for the Talk Man U. Yep, that's it. Get on that like button, get that subscribe button. Right. Yeah, big up to everyone in the chat. All right, we've got Chris Welch as well. Big up Stephen in the panel. Featley, do you know anything about Monster and versus Terry beef? I'm not getting into it. That's between them. I'm not getting into it. But I want to be completely neutral between the two of them. But I like both of them. They've both helped me. They've both been on this channel. They've both helped me. So I'm staying out of it, right? And that's where I stand with it. That's their business. So yeah. But obviously we've got should we go through the Premier League sort of review then, shall we? Of the fixtures. So we'll bring up like Premier League's results. Because then we'll move on to Liverpool the Liverpool debate. Hopefully we can get some Liverpool fans on as well. If I know Chris, you're a Liverpool fan. Can you if you can get in, that would be great. We've got Connor now on the stream as well. How are you, Connor?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah. Apparently Suchek is back for this game. Yeah, so obviously the red card. Oh, that red card was fucking ridiculous.
You know, the referee's been getting death threats.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that's a bit harsh. I mean, I think, you know, I think what we have to do is
how one of the managers, like David Moyes, like tried to credit Mike Dean of being a good referee, and I'm like, are you blind?
I think it must have been being sarcastic, but do you know, that'd be an interesting stream in itself, Stephen. That would be understanding and trying to figure out where they're going to go with VAR, and also
I was gonna actually think of that doing, because I had a bit of time this week. I couldn't think of any shows to do, so I was thinking whether to do a show where we talk about the rules. I might get Niall, Plymouth Argyle fan. He used to be a referee. We can get him on the show and just about like trying to understand it from a referee's perspective.
Exactly. Yeah. Good
game. I think that'd be a really good stream. I don't know if you guys would be up for that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really good idea. But yeah, so we've got Chris. Chris, put the camera on.
No, I don't need to put the camera on.
Oh yeah, you do. You do.
It's I forgot. Scare Chris is. I bet you're sore, aren't you, my friend?
Look, I'm gonna get Talk Man U to sort me out an audio file of sad music.
Hold on. I'll do it now. Hold on.
Yes, as long as it's not copyrighted. But
yeah.
Other music are available.
So sorry if you can hear me typing, but 1 second.
We're coming for Liverpool, Daniel says. Wow. Yeah, so we'll go through some of the results, and I'm just going to share the screen now whilst Talk Man U sorts me out. Right. So, yeah, up to here. So, obviously, the early kickoff, the 2 minute, I'll call it the 2 minute game. Right, Aston Villa versus Arsenal. It was a 2 minute game. After that, it was like a few chances, but that was it really. Well, Marbles, what do you think of the performance? and get your opinion on it.
I thought their goal was really bad defending. For whatever reason, we just switched off. We didn't track any runners. We didn't mark them properly. But for the rest of that game, we dominated the possession, but didn't do much with it. And for me, I think Arteta didn't make the right subs at the right times. He took off Lacazette, which I don't think he should have done. He brought on Aubameyang. All right, cool. He's on paper our best striker, but he didn't offer much, to be fair. And yeah, I thought it was just pretty limp, and we didn't. I think if we just had a bit more in tempo, say up the tempo by say 20%, in the attacking third, I think we would have won that game pretty comfortably. But we just didn't, and that's that really.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just the same old rubbish that I saw before the Chelsea game. Slow, passive, not any ideas, no intensity. It was just poor. So I don't really want to talk about too much else other than that. Burnley, Brighton, pretty much a dull 1-1 draw. Not much going on in that game, to be honest. Newcastle, Southampton was a good game. I think Newcastle went 2-0 up in front, didn't they? Or 2-0 up, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had a man sent off, which gave sort of Southampton the advantage, and they managed to get another goal and sort of hang on for a 3-2. But yeah, after Joe Willock getting the first goal, right, first strike with against for a Newcastle shirt, and he gets a goal. Right, he sort of found his level, I think, on that one. Liverpool will be 6th next week. Wow, it's getting worse, Chris. It's getting worse. Yeah. Fulham, West Ham. Obviously, we heard about the red card. Right, it was an even game, but that red card was just stupid. It's just showed again Mike Dean and the rest of the referees, they're just utter shit. They are just utter crap. Zane, if you're watching, I'd love to see you back on the channel, mate. Right, he's disappeared. They've gone into hiding. Right, Velveshwan as well. Where are you? Right, where are these guys? Get this sharing, get this likes, get the likes up, get the share button up. Right, let's get this past 20 likes. And let's try and get people involved. Share it out on your stream right now. I want everyone to share it. So on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter. It takes 2 minutes. Do that. Get people involved. Get more people involved. Let's get let's have a good debate. Daniel Lanzi, thanks for these talking amongst themselves. They're gonna get the knockout blow this week. Right, let me just turn that down while I play. And yeah, we'll beat Sheffield United. And Daniel said we've got Newcastle. Then Sunday's games, Tottenham with the early kickoff. They've just proven that they can't do anything without Harry Kane.
Yep.
But then again, it is West Brom, and West Brom are just they're shit. They're going down. That's the end of it. Right? So, Fat Sam. The only way he's going to keep his record is if he gets sacked before they get confirmed as relegated. Wolves, Leicester 0-0. Not much in between that. Chelsea, Sheffield United. Chelsea had a tough game there. That was a tough game. And they had to hang on, but unlike Man United, Everton, they did. Man United, Everton, obviously, Man United went 2 up in front, got clawed back to 2-2. Then they took the lead at 3-2. Then Tuanzebe gives away a free kick, and that final opportunity leads to an equaliser, which it's just poor defending, breadstick defending. Right. Yeah, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw. Yeah, brilliant. Teeny's better. Liverpool, Man, and then we got Liverpool, Man City.
Unfortunately.
Leeds and Crystal Palace are tonight, but Liverpool, Man City was last night, and Liverpool, they just got outclassed. They were just dominated.
Yep.
They didn't even put a defender on the pitch, right? So yeah, when's the big day to the charity? The 5th of March, Friday the 5th of March. I'm gonna have a all-day stream, and I'm gonna be doing trying to get people from Sarcasm City, trying to get other guests like lead judges. Gonna have my co-host Chris. We're gonna do an F1 talk during the stream as well, because I think that date there'll be Formula One on, so we could do an hour stream watching the testing and stuff like that.
Yeah, it will be,
yeah. So we can do that, and then so it's just gonna be 9 to 5, whole day stream, and we've got Sarcasm City, so they'll try and whatever they raise on their channel that day, they'll give towards the charity. So basically, instead of donations, they give it they put the link in the description, and people go and do that. Claude and the Bancers I'm waiting to hear from, but I think we might get the same sort of feedback as well. So that'll be great, and there'll be a big thing going on. So yes, you've got to tune in 5th of March, Friday the 5th of March. So Daniel Maguire playing everyone on side. Right? Don't diss my fridge. Right? Liverpool got spanked.
I've sent you the music, by the way, Stephen. Check your email.
Check my emails.
Yeah, I couldn't get it on through Twitter because it obviously won't let you do MP3s, will it?
Oh, great! I've got. I'll check my emails now. Actually, I can check my emails now. Hang on a minute. This is what happens when you don't prepare.
So yeah, Tierney is not better than Shaw. End of story. There's no recourse.
Oh,
there's no recourse for that. That's the end of the argument.
My guy can sit in a drift of snow because he used to live in the Highlands.
Yeah, right? What's that got to do with it?
That means he can do it, mate. Don't you worry about that. Shaw's dead, mate. He's dead.
Nah, Shaw's come on a ton. There's no doubt about that.
Right, let's not have an argument. No.
I was just going to say. No, I was going to say about. I can't wait to hear what Chris is going to have to say about his team. I hope you've got a speech ready, mate, because you're going to need it, son.
Yeah. Drum roll. Yeah, I'm gonna love every minute of that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna love it.
Because I was fully expecting. I mean, to be fair, they didn't. It's not as if they didn't try, but they just got it. They just got it so wrong. And I need you to tell me why they got it so wrong.
Because of shit.
Not yet, though.
Right, I'm just gonna put that in there. I don't know if it'll let me load it though. That's the problem. Right, I don't know if I can get it in there, but video clip, all files. Nah, it's got to be an MP4. Shit.
Damn it.
No, it's bugger that. Oh, it's all right. We'll do it another time. I'll transfer it to an MP4 one time.
Yeah,
and we'll do it. I think because Terry can do it because he's got a sound bar. You know, he's got like a sound, like a sound mixing sort of set.
Yeah.
Right. He's got the setup, man. So, oh crap! 40 week. Got some donations from friends. Oh yeah. Hey, all more the merrier, mate. Thank you very much. Pleasure. Absolutely means the world. You can't have ads and flawless on the same stream. They got beef. Nah, they ain't got beef. I don't think they have. It's just like ads is very passionate as a Man United fan, and that's the end of it. Hamilton has renewed his contract. You happy? I
It's only
haven't
for a
heard
year.
that.
Yeah, it's only for a year though. He's just signed a
It's
new
only for a
year.
year. Yeah, something tells me he's just going to win this championship and then see what happens from there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he won that championship and he retired.
That's
I
what.
actually don't.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Ads ain't here, but like, what's this about ads? Leave ads alone, man. Right? Hey, Barger. Like, they're all talking amongst themselves. Ads is doing his own thing. Of course he is. He's doing his own thing. Stephen, you can't have ads or anyone from Sarcasm sit on the same stream. They got beef. They dislike ads. Cobra Kai, right? I'll have who I don't want on, and like I've spoken to Flores, and there's not seems to be any beef. So drop the beef, right? Otherwise, I'm gonna cook your beef.
Stop talking about beef.
Look, Tierney is better than Shaw. Thank you very much. Over a 2 season, he's better, right? Only Shaw's turned up in the last season, mate.
Hold on.
No.
Wait, I'm just going to mute my mic once.
I've already checked the stats. Right, he can't use the stats now because he's injured.
Cresswell.
Cresswell.
Very good shout.
Yeah, it's clear of both. Right, Cobra Kai ability. Tierney is better on form. Sure. Ability, Tierney is better, but on form, Shaw is better. I can live with that.
Ability,
Like,
I doubt.
and the thing is, Tierney is younger. He's got the potential to grow even more, right? Whereas Shaw, he's sort of hitting his peak now. How old is he?
25. There's only 2 years difference between them.
Yeah, someone's put a comment in there in the chat about Tierney and Shaw. What's it say? Put it up.
Yeah. Yeah, sharp.
Come on, then put it on. Let's see it. Come on.
Nah.
You gotta be fair. You gotta be fair. Come on. Let's have a look. What's it say? Who put it? Oh, look, yeah. Tierney. If I spelled that right. Can't even polish Shaw. I agree with that 100%. Whoever that is who's put that in, I don't know, but I agree with it.
If he can't polish his boots, right, then Shaw ain't even allowed in the training ground. They used to get along. Why are we talking about ads and flawless? Just God's sake, just drop it, right? I want to talk about now
Football.
Liverpool. We've gone through the results. I want to go through the football, right? Let's go through Liverpool, right? And I'm going to create a whole thing about Liverpool in a minute.
Deadpool.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm literally going to change it.
It's time to go. No,
Hang
don't
on.
really think that. But anyway.
So, Chris, I have to ask you one question. Is it?
TV Claude, I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked.
It's time to go!
Is it time for Klopp to go?
From my point of view,
No.
Hold on, Chris, wait a sec. Hold on. I think, from my point of view, I don't think it's time for Klopp to go. I think what he's got to do though is learn from his mistake of not bringing players in, and the players that he brought in, he should have played. He should have played Kabak. He should have brought him on. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Chris thinks of that.
He should have started. You put centre backs in for a reason. In some way, why not start them?
Yeah, absolutely. Why didn't you not start them? That's my beef with it. Strip Bears in the building. How are you, Strip Bear? Right.
I know people were saying this
Trying
Man
to
City,
support as
but
usual.
I know people were saying it's Man City, but I'd rather pay for Bino and Henson back in midfield.
Bargav, we'll get to
why
that
not?
in a second. But what do you think? So since the Watford game when you lost that unbeaten run, you've been on a downward cycle. It's clear to see, and that was before the lockdown.
Yeah, because
Now, there's some fans like you that have literally. I'm not going to go on too hard on you because you've been real. You've seen the decline, and you've like tried to voice your opinion that you're concerned over it. And everyone that has like Drifty, you, Stro, for example, they get hell of abuse from their own fans. It's a bit like how sometimes I get abused for to seeing that Arteta is just not good enough, in my opinion, right? But
it's all opinion.
yeah, but in the end, like what I'm saying is that these they're now coming to fruition. What their concerns were. You went into the season with too little defenders. You knew if you lost at least one of those defenders, you were crippled. You did. You lost your best one. Then you lost your next one. So you've got a guy that's then hardly fit as backup. He then gets injured, and you got no defenders whatsoever. Right? This has been going on and for a while. And for example, Thiago Alcantara. Well, I tell you, he's a showstita. Right? How is it a guy can come in with so much gas behind him, and yet 20% of your games with him you win?
I think there's an argument. Like, some people say Thiago showed us down. Yeah, he shows our style down. It's a hard one.
You think he's one of the flops of the season?
No, definitely not.
No. Because he has been into January, December, wherever it was. I think it's in December.
Because I don't think he's one of them.
I understand why people say that because that's some of our fans, David.
Chris, do you not think that there's been a serious lack of communication between Klopp and his future plans and the board at Liverpool? Because surely,
you're right.
If you look at the intensity that Liverpool play at and also must train at, and the concentration and the effects on the body that it has, surely the board must have been able to see that. Look, this is going to be a continuous. Take some players out, bring some new players in. Take some players out, new players in. Keep refreshing the squad. If you're going to keep that intensity up, you can't keep going like in a Formula One race. You've got to change your tyres if you want to stay in front.
I just got to address something here. Strip Bear, right? I don't know why you're getting abused for just being a mod for both. I really don't. Why are you getting dragged into this?
Into what?
This fucking beef between Monster and Terry. Well, I mean, this is a lot of bollocks. I mean, why are you getting dragged into it, right? You're just a mod, for fuck's sake. It's like trying to drag. I think Ads was trying to dragged into it from what I heard on the chat, and he was just saying, "I'm just a mod," right? I said, "I'm just friends with people, with everyone." So don't drag me into it. Don't drag anyone else into it. It's between them. Why can't things stay between the two of them? Why has other people got to be dragged into it? I don't get it. Right? I mean, Prime shouldn't be dragged into it, for example. Why is he getting dragged into it? I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, it's stupid, right? And it's I thought this community was supposed to be like together and all helping each other. Well, I'll tell you what, over the last couple of weeks, it's been like driving my head in.
Anyway, Stephen, what do you make of what I just said? Then is that something you agree with?
With what?
Yeah.
Sorry, not Steve. Chris. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I mean, because
when you win the league, you expect to improve, and bring some players and freshen it up every season.
Yeah, that's the thing. Ferguson always did that. That's the thing.
Yeah. And I mean,
even always the first person to do that.
Even more so in Liverpool's case, because like Manchester City, that it's super high intensity. I know, the rest of the teams in the league play at a good pace and training schedules, all the rest of it, but not like Liverpool and City, because it's a totally different setup there. And I think Klopp now is, what I want to ask you, Chris, is where is Klopp now? Where does he look to now to put this right for the end of this to the rest of this season?
Bargav, I know Stephen's day was the first time I ever. Yeah, I get your point, mate. Yeah, go on. You were saying.
I think he's sure he has to start them 2 centre backs from now on.
Yeah.
Because we're out of the title race now. We can all accept that. We were out of it a couple of weeks ago. Yes, we will.
Well,
and we need Fabinho or Henderson back in midfield. Yeah, without Henderson's drive in midfield, this is sure passing about sideways, backwards, and this team just looks dead. You're tired. You're tired.
Well, you think it does look tired, but you know what?
Can I just? Sorry, I'm just going to ask this right now because this question's come up, so I've got to answer it, and I'll try and do that as much as I can. Question for the panel: Is Liverpool regarded as the worst champions in Premier League history? Basically, the first ones to defend their title.
No,
you're not. I'd say
Leicester.
Blackburn back in the day.
I can get Leicester because Leicester was a bit of a fluke.
Yeah,
I'm going to say Blackburn. I know it's a long time ago, but the players they had, Shearer hadn't left yet. People may laugh at this, but they had Tim Sherwood. They had
Chelsea.
Colin Hendren.
Don't forget Sherwood was a great player, you know.
Yeah.
What about Chelsea in 2016? Costa,
Yeah, that's true.
Fabregas, right? David Luiz, right? Azpilicueta. That team should have easily been it was 16th at one point.
The mitigating factor for them is that they fell out bad with Mourinho, so not so much.
But again, is that we're just looking at like the worst team in history.
I mean, a collapse between players and manager in communication and respect is that's another way of looking at that of a team caving in. But
sorry, personal chat today kind of kick off.
The lack of
I can get it, mate.
The lack of not understanding that the rest of the squad, from Liverpool's point of view, the other players, when you start dropping Fabinho back and Henderson back, surely that affects the other players around them because it's like, oh crap, this is not going to be like it was before, you know. Yeah. There's going to be more responsibility on people's shoulders, and there's more things to do. And once you start coming out of that comfort zone, having more responsibility and more things to do, and starting to worry without even mentioning it to the manager, because imagine, I bet Robertson and Alexander-Arnold haven't gone to Klopp and saying, "Yeah, boss, I'm a bit worried here because you're putting these two at the back." Now I'm now a bit worried because I'm going to have to be thinking, and when I'm going forward, I've also got to be thinking about when am I going to be going back, rather than just concentrating on what I'm doing, because I know I've got cover from the proper players at the right position. So, you know, it's and also not having Henderson and Fabinho in that midfield to break play up and to make those passes and let people drift into those positions that they drift into, which are so dangerous, you know.
I mean, if you look at Man City last season, they paid Fernandinho at centre back, didn't they? That didn't work.
Didn't work, no.
I think they paid Rodri once at centre back as well.
You know, it's like if you it's like in any kind of sport. If you go abseiling, you know, and then you go there with the same guy who's been doing it for 30 years and he's the best at it, and you go and you meet up with him, you do your abseiling, your happy days, and then one week you get there and someone's there and they say, "Oh yeah, I'm usually the guy who I sort all his gear out and I'm going to keep it all up to date, but I'm going to be taking you down today." You're not going to feel the same way. You're going to think, shit, okay. You're going to be more nervous because, you know, even though you know he can probably do it, there's no way he's going to be nowhere near as good and reliable as the guy who's been doing it for 30 years. And that's a simple fact of any kind of sport game. If you've got people who are in a position that they're not used to and they're not fully compass mentis with, then it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, so we got City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea. Who's left? Man United after the 2012-13 season, where that team looked already dead, to be honest.
The chosen one, David Moyes.
Don't mention Moyes. That's a stain on our history, man. Let me tell you that.
It's a stain on him because look what he's had to go through to get back where he should. I mean, that's such a good job at Everton. Like Everton, look where they are now. Like they wouldn't be anywhere near where they are now. I think without David Moyes at the helm.
I can't believe it.
We should play Kabak against City. Look at Leicester. They got Fofana and played him against us. Yeah, and we put Saliba out on loan. Yeah.
I mean, the only defence you've got for Klopp in this situation is the fact that he has to, if he's thinking about keeping. Well, no, but if he's keeping, he's got to keep the squad happy. These youngsters and other players.
Yeah, but the thing is, the reason I just said FSG there, and I'm just going to answer this. The reason I said FSG is because when the injuries started coming about, first you were too arrogant not to invest. If you wanted to defend your title, you were taking a gamble, right? You were taking a financial gamble, basically. You were basically like juggling, like Premier League in one hand, finances in the other, and juggling with them and see which one falls first, right? But you've decided to do that, and then when you get to two injuries like Gomez and Van Dijk, right, which is pretty much your defence, you then don't go and address it and get it done. So when the 1st of January happens, the player you've just bought in December comes straight in, right? So then Kabak, for example, would be ready for a game like City, and you could play him, right? No, you decided to wait until even Matip got injured, until you literally had no defenders. You were out of the cup by Man United, right, and humiliated. You've been humiliated at Brighton, Burnley, right? You waited all those games to then realise, shit, we need defenders. Yeah. And we had to like scrap around and get pretty much last minute panic buys. No one, and what's worse is that they then say to the fans, we've been following this guy since the summer. Well, I ain't heard of him. All right, I might not be the one that's always in the know about transfers, but I never heard of Kazak going to fucking Liverpool at any point. I don't know if you heard of him. Like, Chris, did you hear him?
It was only one transfer room in summer. It doesn't mean it was the whole
that's
summer.
That's the thing. It's one transfer room, and that's paper talk. That could be anything.
The thing
that's
is,
like saying Brandt's going to Arsenal.
The thing is, though, you look at it last season with the team they had, like their strongest team. Where could they strengthen? That could not so much improve.
Sorry, Marbles. I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you off just for a minute. Also, like Saliba was the most favoured player in Liga 1. He was supposed to be the next big thing, defender next to Fofana in that squad. So that's why I'm pissed off at the fact he's on loan and Fofana's in the team. But carry on, Marbles. Sorry.
Yeah. It's just you look at their strongest team, even this season, right, where there's no injuries. Like, obviously, you need to keep improving. You can't be complacent or stagnant. But who can they get? Well, I think it's like a rock and a hard place kind of thing. Because yes, you need to strengthen and improve. But when I think the thing with Liverpool, they have a very balanced team. Because let's look at their front three. If you get someone to replace, I know they wanted Timo Werner, but he's a different kind of player to Firmino. And you're not going to replace. Well, it wouldn't make sense to me to replace Salah with Werner or Mane with Werner. So I think it's kind of a balance between the two, and maybe that's why Klopp didn't get any, I won't say top players.
I hear that, but in the end, you could have quite easily. I mean, in the end, you look at Man United; they ended up spending. All right, they didn't get Sancho, but I think, in terms of progressing forward, you could worry about Sancho. Now, all you need to worry is about getting Sancho. Really, let's be honest, and maybe an extra defender,
and a right back,
and a new left back. Sorry, I don't know that one in.
Because they did get Diego Jota, who he's a good player, but he's not going to play.
But this is the thing. As soon as Jota went in that team, look how freshened that front three looks.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
At the minute, it stinks. It's stale. It's like cheese that's gone off. It's like milk that's gone off. It's fucking stinks.
So why did he even look in that? Why did he even need to look in that position? Surely he should have been looking at the back. when he brought Jota in. Because
Yeah,
there's enough there already. Because with Firmino, Salah, and Mane, there's enough there. You know, whether they want to
Team Golden Arsenal should buy Soyuncu or Evans. Oh, not fucking Evans again, please.
No,
I'm
Johnny
fed up
Evans.
of being linked with Johnny Evans.
No, and I don't know. He came up once about Man United should be going back in for him, and I'm like, who would even suggest that? You've got to be on drugs.
The Orm show, at least he is an average compared to other, except Gabriel. They're all trash.
Two different positions.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. Just go. Also, we aren't getting Mbappe in the summer. We shouldn't talk for this crap.
Mbappe, no way would anyone have Mbappe would not come to England.
Fucking Mbappe, God. Our summer priorities was backup left back, forward, centre back, and then a midfielder.
But we didn't get a centre back in summer. That's what
You
I'm
only
saying.
spent in 2 areas. You only got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Liverpool aren't playing well because they don't have a creative midfielder. City have a De Bruyne, United, Fernandes. Yeah, but their system never usually has had to rely on that. To be honest,
Yeah.
It's never been Klopp to play a number 10, right?
No.
Unlike Arsenal or Leicester or Man United or Man City, who need a number 10 for creativity. It's clear to see, right? With the system we play, but with the system Liverpool play, they rely on their fullbacks, right? That's how they've been managing to break teams down and get throughs and score goals. So they've not really had to rely on the number 10. Featley, respect Johnny Evans. He will be the best player at your crap team. No disrespect. Yeah, well,
no
I
disrespect.
still wouldn't take him though. I think I still wouldn't take him though. I'd rather get someone like. I mean, if you've got an Upamecano at 38 million, why not just try a cheeky bid at 40 million to say we'll take him? Why not? Before anyone else does. You know what I mean? It's 38 million. It's a bargain. But
Tyrone Mings, I'd take Tyrone Mings.
Tyrone Mings, I think, is a quality defender. I knew we should get Nabil Fekir. Why does Klopp complain about fatigue and pick the same players every game?
Man. Ridiculous.
That's a very good question. He must be worse than if he's playing in front of.
Actually, what you just said there about him complaining about fatigue, but picking the same players. That is a direct display to the board. That look, you can't come to me saying you've got to keep doing well like this. It's great for the club, but then expect me to do it with the same players because this is what happens if I do.
Well,
something's going on like that.
Well, it's like I was moaning at Arteta for burning out Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna do the starting 11 of the week, right? Because I think if we talk about Liverpool's problems, we'd be here till next Tuesday. I think it's like Arsenal in a minute. You never know, like Chris, we could catch you up. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, that will.
Jokes, everyone. I do not say that Arsenal are going to catch Liverpool. I can't skip me on that one. Right.
But I just want to ask you. I just want to ask you briefly, Chris. Do you respect FSG? But I know obviously they brought in Klopp and you've won the Champions League and the title for the first time in what years, right? But do you like them or dislike them?
I like them for what they've done for the club. They put and drop in, and I know that's success. But it's a hard one because I'm not FSG out or FSG in. I just focus on my team. But FSG are now starting to become a bit like Conte at Arsenal and the Chairs at United. I just got that fear about them. And Because Klopp did have his TARDIS in summer. Klopp wanted Werner, didn't get him. I think he wanted another player, but I think that's what Klopp. I think Klopp has done well with them owners by getting alternative TARDIS, but I respect them for what they've done. Yeah, sets wise, but
right, where were we?
it's a hard one, really.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be making. That's what I'm angry about. First one. Should not be making excuses. Haaland has more chance of going to Arsenal than United because of Roy Keane. I don't.
I know what he means. Yeah, I know what he means.
Yeah, I know what he means, but there's no way Haaland is going to come to England. No chance.
No way. Right.
He's not. He's going to go to. He's going to Madrid.
Ronaldo, who Arsenal. Oh no, I really don't want. I don't really want Ronaldo. To be honest, please. Right. I can't believe no one has bought Raul Jimenez before he was injured. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Very good player. I'll take him. I'm heading on. I didn't realise this is just the Liverpool conversation. The same people speaking. Well, we were going to do that and then talk about something else that's happened as well. So hit the likes, get it to 50, get it to 20. Come on, hit those like buttons. Right, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Right, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button.
Yes, right. 33.
Yeah, we're on our way to. I mean, we're on our way to 570 or 60. I don't know which one, but yeah, get this. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Get it up there. Let's go. All right, my realistic signings: Jeremy Doku, Kanate, and any midfielder. The only English club Haaland will go to Leeds because
they couldn't afford him.
Listen, his dad played for Man City. Haaland's dad played for Manchester City, and he played for Leeds, and that's all well and good. But there's no way he's going to come. He's not coming to England, Haaland. It's just not going to happen because you've got massive, massive clubs that want him.
I see him at Real Madrid because Benzema's getting on now.
Yeah, Benzema's had his time there.
Right, let's go. Let's do this. People, guys, you can follow on. Put your we're doing this starting the XI of the week. Starting XI of the week. So we're gonna play 4-2-3-1. Most people play that. I'm not using Liverpool's dead system. Goalkeeper.
Alisson.
I was just going to say the same. Alisson. Did you see what the slogan was on one of the papers? Was it Alisson Blunderland?
Alisson Blunderland.
Absolute quality. No, but I think goalkeeper for me, I'd probably go for either De Gea or
De Gea.
Mendy. Yeah. He's my goalkeeper, isn't he? He's my goalkeeper for United, so we've got to pick him.
You should get better with that first goal.
Or Mendy. Well, yeah, but where else can he put it? And that was Luke Shaw.
Does anyone got a nice suggestion for goalkeeper? I'm not having De Gea, man. I'm not having De Gea.
Mendy. I said De Gea or Mendy.
Only 500. Well, let's get it at 540 then. How about that?
I'm going to say Martinez.
Martinez, yeah.
He wasn't outstanding for Villa, really, but he kept a clean sheet, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He didn't really have much to do.
Well, exactly like he was saying, like prime Barcelona, was he?
Mendy had a...
Mendy, I think Mendy, to be honest.
Yeah, I would offer Mendy as well.
Okay. We'll go Mendy. Right, leave your comments in the comments below and see if we agree or disagree. Goalkeeper Mendy.
Oh, Patricio's a good shout last year.
What?
Yeah, Patricio. Yeah, but what have they drew? What have they done? They've drew, haven't they? Wolves.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
and then yes, they didn't really create that many chances again.
right back.
Right back.
Do you rate Rafina? Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
a good player. He's a good player.
Even actually, while you're on that Rafina subject, there, it's going to be interesting tonight because that Villa, the Palace Leeds game. I know it's what's his name? Zaha's out, isn't it?
Yeah, he is.
Zaha's out, but I think even still,
Alex
without
in the
him,
building.
it's going to be a great game to watch. That.
Right, we have Martinez, Patricio, Matty, right for right back, James Justin, and then Matty Cash. From, any other suggestions for right back? Cash had a quality game, to be honest. Actually, I mean, he was roasting Cedric down up left hand side. Right, I mean, it's not exactly hard, but I mean, it's Matty Cash at right back, left back. You say Luke Shaw, I'm going to punch you.
Hello, who else can I say? Tierney.
He's injured. Give him a break.
No, it's
That's
got to
how
be Luke
good he
Shaw.
is.
It's got to be Luke Shaw.
Oh, come on. He made mistakes, man. He made mistakes. Can't be having that.
Well, yeah, but
come on. Can anyone ever suggest other than Luke Shaw, please?
Who was playing left back for City?
Yeah.
Zinchenko.
Yeah, Zinchenko.
Zinchenko had a good game, actually. Whose commentary is that?
No, I've turned it off.
Okay. The Zinchenko was a good one.
Yeah. Because you can't. I mean, considering the result, you know, and
apart from the result, I think he had a good game, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
I really did think he had a good game.
Yeah.
No mistakes, no nothing, to be honest. So
yeah.
Right, I think we're just like seeing with Shaw that last moments were a bit questionable.
Very questionable. The whole effing line was questionable, mate.
Don't make me play it.
You should do just to
centre back. Centre back. Should I put like the fridge Maguire and the freezer Lindelof?
No. I mean, to be honest, they didn't. It was just a few moments of madness, and that's what I keep saying about them too, especially Maguire. I know. Well, Maguire, he's not he's not mobile enough, and he can't. He's not intelligent enough to read the game to realise that. Wait a minute.
Dunk's a good shout. Dunk's had a good game. Dunk had a good game.
Yeah. Maguire needs to be ahead of the game.
I'd take Dunk in our defence. Easy. Don't know about you. I'd take Dunk.
What about Mings?
Yeah, Tyrone Mings also had a good game as well. Mings has got to go in there.
I would say Dunk and Mensah does shout for England and who knows, because that's going to be interesting, the centre back.
Oh yeah, I hope he doesn't pick effing Maguire. No way.
He will.
I hope he gets injured.
Gareth Southgate's a fraud.
Oh well, yeah, he's a yes man, isn't he?
He's got
too
all
soft.
this talent, and he can't fucking win even UEFA Nations League.
I know,
he's a fucking fraud. He's a fraud.
He's too soft. That's what's wrong with him.
I'm telling you, Friday I'm putting on forward watch. If Indiana lets me be a guest, that is. I'll just join as a when the line's open.
Tell you what, if Southgate piss Pickford, then England can just put the early fight on. That's what I'll say.
Anyway, right midfield.
White mid.
It's a Gunda one.
Saka had a good game. It was the only, but he was held back by most of the team, to be honest.
I think Sterling. I'm trying to think. Salah wasn't that bad for Liverpool, but Sterling for me was better.
Sterling was better.
Yeah,
I thought he played on the left.
Yeah. Don't Gundogan play there?
It was Mahrez who played on the white, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mahrez played on the right. I didn't see
Mahrez.
much of Mahrez in that game, to be honest.
Mahrez is
I
he
think
disappears, don't he?
I think Sterling's got to go in left wing.
Almer on from Newcastle. That's a good shout.
Oh, yeah, that's good. No, I know who I've got to put at central attacking midfielder.
Foden, is it? Oh,
Go
well.
with it.
We're like, what? What about Foden?
You put Foden in the CDM role. Put a behind him,
Is it?
couldn't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Unless you wanted to play a double pivot.
do you think Foden is all that?
I
Are you
think Foden's
convinced? Because-
quality, mate. He is quality. He is the future.
Yeah, but what? But what? Yeah, well, yeah, exactly the future. But what's how many times have we seen that? And at this moment, I heard him today.
They've got look what they're doing. They did that to Liverpool without KDB.
Yeah, but even so, Liverpool didn't do themselves any favours, did they? Because of the situation they're in with the players. That's what I was
Oh,
getting
you're
at right
just
at
saying
the
that 'cause you're a
start.
Man United fan, man. You're
No,
hating.
no.
You're hating, man.
No,
you're
but it's not.
hating.
It's not. He's got to be. He's got to be doing it more consistently and in more games and win something in
To
the
be
team
fair-
consistently.
To be fair, Pep Guardiola changed his team a lot, and Foden has mostly been on the bench this season, torn off the bench.
Mm.
And
What I'm also gonna do for you guys is, if we get time, I'll let you do some Q&As, because that Q&A session lasted 10 minutes last time, and I do apologise. And I owe you, so I've got to do that. Pay a price. Yeah, Foden can go with. I think no. Do you know what I think we should do? Is we play 4-3-3.
and put 3 of them in.
Yeah. That. And then
Yeah, because you only need one DM, don't you? In that
Yeah.
kind of setup, you don't need any more
so
than that.
Foden can go as the next midfielder.
I mean, actually, that's the only difference between 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3. Is
Yeah,
there's only one. There's only one DM.
Now all 3 midfielders and 1 DM.
Yeah. What the DM?
Yeah, has to be done then.
Yeah, Gundogan.
Stopped
Yeah. Even though he missed the penalty.
Yeah, and he missed a penalty. He could have had
It was a shocking miss as well.
Oh, shocking. Shocking. Bruno Fernandes, I think, played well though.
Yeah, Bruno always plays well. I mean, but considering
But
how
he
many
never
points we've dropped?
He never gets used in the starting 11, to be honest.
Yeah, but considering the amount of points we've given away, we've given them points away. I can't. I won't take anybody saying.
Yeah, but you can't blame that on Rashford. You can't blame that on Rashford.
No.
Well, maybe
Of course
Rashford the opportunities, but you can't blame that on Fernandes or something. They did
No.
their bit.
The only, from my point of view, this is a long running defensive problem that needs addressing sharpish.
Mount. Oh, Mount had a good game. That's a good question. Yeah,
Mason
Mount had a bet. Mount or Willock. Willock got a goal, but I think Mount had a better game overall.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a great shout, because I was going to miss him out. Mason Mount.
That was
in that case,
golden boy.
Actually, do you know what? In that case, then, if we go, I'm going to put it back to that. There you go. And then right midfield. Right midfield.
Pogba.
Pogba. Nah.
Why not?
I don't know why they play him out there.
Because he's got to play out there. There's nowhere else for him to go unless he's gonna be agree to being a DM.
It was
Which he's not.
It was Darry Neville's Setson, wasn't it? Paul Pogba on the win.
Minamino.
No.
No.
I'm done for Almiron from Newcastle.
Almiron had a good game. What do you think, guys? Marbles?
Yeah, I suppose because they have been picking up results that you wouldn't expect them to.
The last couple of games as well, but especially this week, Almiron.
Yeah. Almiron, yeah.
What 1-0 to Leeds?
1-0 to Leeds.
Yeah, Chackhausen.
Yeah, but I'm off already. God, damn it.
I'll put them on all right.
I'm actually watching.
Sterling.
Well, I'm on the 3rd minute, so I'm watching it a bit delayed. So.
Well, I'm a bit behind you. Sorry, Stephen. What'd you say, mate?
Sterling on the left.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Sterling, yeah.
Yeah,
he's been most consistent. Well, he could Rashford, but he's not been
Sterling or Son.
Son, yeah.
Yes.
Mind you, mind you though, what have Tottenham been getting the results?
Oh yeah, guess who turns up at exactly the same time? What are you doing here?
Yo.
What are you doing here?
You invited me, you twat.
Oh, it's Snorri. Yo, dude.
Yo.
Have you paid your rent, Nora?
Hang on. Me invited Tottenham fan without paying rent. Jesus.
Have you got your subs?
I've got the DM to prove it, so shut up.
I don't think we've got. Have we got any Tottenham players in this team 11? Have we?
That was the point.
Yeah. The only one you can really argue for would be Kane, putting him up at the top there.
Did he score?
Yeah, he
Son,
started.
of course. Son, Højbjerg, and Dombele.
No.
Oh come on! It's West Brom for fuck's sake.
No,
I told you. Look, he
No,
beats
not just-
West Brom 2-0 and he's getting gassed.
not just the thing. Not just
Charles
the,
is in the building.
Is he?
Not just the West Brom game.
Is he?
Who?
No, just the way Louis was doing Højbjerg, Ndombele, Kane, Son.
Oh yeah. Next minute he'll hear quadruple come out of his mouth.
There's so many topics to discuss though in this season, because it's the question. I want to ask Nori is where does Mourinho go from here? What's he got to do?
He's a club manager now. He ain't a league manager anymore.
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right. I don't think it's
but he's
as
not.
drastic
He's
as
not.
it is. Not what?
He's not the league manager that you.
I think you know
expect
what.
anymore.
I think Mourinho is that one to set us up. Do you know what I mean? Like.
All right, let's hang on before we get into that. Let's just finish this off quickly. So we put Son on the left or Sterling.
Son.
Sterling for me.
You know what? I'm a Spurs fan, but I'd say Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling.
Wow, well that says it then.
Outnumbered. I just don't want more Man City players in it. I hate Man City.
Calvert-Lewin or Kane?
Kane.
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah, Kane.
He wasn't even fully fit.
Kane is an absolute marvelous football manager of the week. Hold on. Let's think about this.
Mourinho, he didn't lose a game.
No, obviously the first name that springs to mind is obviously Pep, but we can put that aside for a moment and just think about what do you make? What I was just going to say. That's what I was going to say. What's your thoughts on Tuchel? Has he done enough?
I'd like to base it just on the weekend. In that case, Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
Steve Bruce as well. He's got some good results. Who else? Obviously,
that is against Southampton. No, that's against Southampton as well.
Yeah, and Everton.
And they went down to 10 men, and then went down to 9 men when he went off injured. And
he got a result against Everton, didn't he? Did they?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I've been thinking. What?
Just talk about like this weekend.
Right. Okay.
What was the results this weekend? What was a big shock result?
Well, Newcastle beat Southampton 3-2, and it went 2-0 up.
Yeah, that was a shock, to be honest.
So
Oh,
that's why I say Steve Bruce.
You know what? I'd say thingy Ancelotti for bringing back against United.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that
but
when I did get
should you
me?
be in that position in the first place?
What's that?
Should you be in that position
Well,
in the first place?
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, you're playing Man United, and to come back, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, you're playing against a fridge.
Yeah, but you've got to give Ancelotti credit for when he went at half time, rather than them sitting off us, he told them to press us.
Freezer, right, and then playing against the washing machine on the left wing back.
I don't know. No, put the thing. Who did Arsenal lose to? I think it wasn't.
I don't. 2 Minute FC.
Aston Villa.
Oh, did anyone see my tweets? Did anyone see my tweets today? The
No.
2 clips I put up on Twitter. It was on my Q&A last night.
Oh
Not
yeah,
sure,
I saw one of them.
I put one up just an hour ago, so I didn't realise I didn't put the other one up. The other one up was even funnier because, like, we were literally.
Yeah, so I'll put the Aston Villa manager in there.
Oh, Connor, I hope you're not upset with me, man. Seriously. I'll give it to Steve Bruce, you know, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, because, like, you play Southampton who have been on form.
Well, you say on form, but they were obviously they were still picking their heads up from the floor after the 9-0, in my opinion.
Yeah, but come on.
It's got big problems there, Hasenhüttl.
But he had big problems there last time and he managed it.
Yeah, but how many times can you do that? This is the thing, you see, the same players, you know.
Yeah, but I get that, but Newcastle, like, are struggling as it is, right?
You know what? It's like Newcastle are like they're walking around with a blindfold on, and every now and again they pull it off and have a look where they are and go, oh, actually we're in the Premier League, we better do something. And they perform really well. And I don't understand why somebody hasn't come in and bought that club, because it's massive.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Of what Steve Bruce did on that for that game I think was pretty good.
Yeah, okay, I'll go for that. I'll go for Bruce.
Yeah.
Because even though, like, they lost 9-0 Southampton, I'd still would favour to win that game.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, considering Newcastle's current recent form and results, you would have done, yeah. But all right, yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, I'll go with that too. Actually.
So
What are the chances? What are the chances of any other club, right, prizing Bielsa away on a mega deal contract? And if so, which club would do it?
Your mic drop moment was hilarious.
What do you reckon?
Tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one, that, isn't it? I mean, firstly, who would risk playing, that brand of football, and who's got the squad for it?
Yeah. Anyway, hang on. You're starting 11 of the week, right? Mendy in goal, Matt Cash on the right, Zinchenko on the left. You've got then Mings and Dunk as centre backs. 2 DM of Foden and Gundogan. Mount in the middle as the behind Kane. Up front, and then on the wings you've got Almiron and Sterling. With Steve Bruce as manager of the week,
and then they get relegated.
And so with that we move on to one more topic, and I can't believe I've got to go back into this again. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it, that we have to keep talking about it, but I think there was a conversation I heard today actually on Talk Sport, because I listen to it between jobs when I go around, because I go around to people's houses and do things in their houses. And so I was listening, and they were talking. They had the guy from Kick It Out on. I can't remember the guy's name now. Shit. But anyway, he was on.
Troy Townsend, is it?
No, it was somebody else. Anyway, and they were talking about.
Hang on, just for people that don't know, after the game, or even actually during the substitution of that game, who is it? Tuanzebe was subjected to racist abuse, and actually, when I was speaking to it last night, is that I sort of said like these fans aren't fans, right? And that,
yeah.
But one guy actually, who was a Man United fan, said, "Well, no, you are fans because if they are fans because if we say they're not fans, it means that the club doesn't have to deal with them." Right, so it needs to be part of our fan base so we can deal with it. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, I was watching that, Stephen, and I understood where the guy was coming from. But I mean, even so, that it's hard for anybody to know until you find out exactly who it is. Because for all we know, this could be somebody who doesn't even like football, and it's just a total idiot. Yeah, who's got a grudge for whatever reason, and they're just targeting because that name comes up. You know what I mean? But yeah, it probably is a United fan, and or it could be a rival fan. Who knows? You know, we just don't know until the actual perpetrator is caught and outed and shown and hung up by the scruff of their neck to the world, and everybody points at them and says you're a twat, because that's what should happen. You know what I mean? But going back to what I was saying, just what I was going back to say about, because it's an important thing, is the guy from I think it was Kick It Out or something else. And they were saying about the Twitter had said the use of certain emojis that may be used in an offensive way or a non-offensive way will not be removed. So in other words, they're not going to do anything about it. So what's his name? Jim White and Simon Jordan were saying, you know,
fuck off, Simon Jordan.
Do you know what? Simon Jordan, sometimes he pisses me off royally, but sometimes he makes total sense.
No. What has he got about? He discriminated troops for the way he talks.
Discriminated who?
Question DT's IQ. Right? Who the hell is he to talk about racism? Right?
Oh.
He's that sort of person that will see someone like that and cross the road. He's a twat.
But anyway, they were just, you know, they were saying it's where does it go from here then? Because if Twitter are not going to, and even if also they said that even if the British courts and the British law system wanted to try and change things forcefully, it could take 5 to 10 years in legal battles, and these companies have got more than enough money to pay for that. So what happens in between?
Well, actually, no. What I was actually going to suggest is that the news today, they announced that with this abuse carrying on, that the Culture Secretary was coming up with an online harms bill to try and force the social media companies to take action or face tougher penalties by the government.
Right.
Whether this works, I don't know. I'm not saying this is going to be the answer.
I know what you're saying there, but you know, listen. This is what I'm just getting at. There is that because of the way Twitter, the guy who owns Twitter and who runs it and everything else, is American, and the American, the one of the amendments is freedom of speech. He will not change it. And now this, what you
let's put in there for a sec, because Twitter does ban a lot of things, and I'll tell you for why. Because
because I'm just saying the freedom of speech. So why did they stop Donald Trump?
No, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there are people that are from like both political spectrums, left and right. Yeah, yet the ones to the right, that because they voice their opinions about whatever was the outcome of any elections, they get banned. Yeah. So this freedom of speech thing is a load of nonsense, because they ban a lot. I mean, I don't agree with what the right say, or I don't agree with what the left say, or the central. I'm just sort of like me. Yeah, but I watch sort of like from both sides. Do you know what I mean? To get a gist of how both feel. Do you know what I mean? And Twitter is that one that will It's not that freedom of speech thing, because they will ban people for using such words. Do you know what I mean? So
Of course.
that to not remove those emoticons is not against freedom of speech. It just depends. I don't know whoever's handling it, but they do actually ban a lot of, like, you know, people from the right, people from the left. So yeah, it's not because of that at all.
No, but even if they're bringing this harms bill, what I'm saying is, if they bring this harms bill in, these people who do want to just be offensive to people, right? They'll find another way around that, so that it doesn't fall into that category. Because if I say to you on Twitter, I hate you, I want you to go and string yourself up from your bedpost and hang yourself. Now I get done for that.
Yeah.
Right. But there are, if you said it in another different, roundabout way, then how can you? It's like, what's that? There's a film that where this guy says, "Oh yeah, you remember? Oh, what's his name? The Scottish guy who was in 300. What's his name?
Jesus, I can't think.
You know what I mean? No. The big. He was in 300. He was Leonidas.
Gerald something.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah. So he was in. Did you see the film he was in called Law-Abiding Citizen?
No.
Have you seen it? But it's a great film. Anyway, he's in that film. He says he gets pulled in by the police because he's quite clearly killed this person for doing something bad to him, and he says a load of stuff about what happened to him, he deserved it, and blah blah blah. And then he says, "It's all right, you've just admitted it. Then let's charge him." And then he says, "No, go back and listen to what I just said." And they go back and listen to what he said, and the way he worded it meant that he couldn't actually be tried for what he'd said because of the way he'd worded it.
Yeah,
but they all knew.
Because for example, you like you said, you can easily tell someone. Because I want to touch on the topic you guys were talking about before I came, which has really angered me, right? So first of all, I just want to respond to Talkman U. So Talkman U, you're right. Because, for example, I can hate someone on Twitter and say, go hang yourself. But I can pass around the message and say, why don't you just go grab that rope? You know what to do with it. Them types of messages, bro.
Yeah.
That they know there's a clear indication of what it means.
Yeah.
And someone said that to me before as well. Ads just grab the rope. You know what to do with it. All this bullshit. And yeah, but at the same time, then I realized it wasn't that. It was just more like because obviously on YouTube, like forfeits are like a big thing on YouTube. Like when it comes to FIFA, video games and stuff like that. One of the forfeits, like getting shot with a paintball gun, or getting getting hit in the arse with a rope. All these funny stuff, but. Then it doesn't become funny when people are misdirecting that and actually causing offence to what they've been saying. But I want to touch on what Stephen said. Stephen, what are you talking about troops and DT for? Like what's going on?
Because Simon Jordan was going on about when they had the big beef with AFTV. He was that they were quite happily to question DT's IQ or Troops' speech and slander them for that, right? Because they have an opinion on football.
Yeah, but you said
it's discriminating against them, and that's not right. And they've got their own opinion. It doesn't matter how they talk or what their IQ is to have that opinion.
Wait. No,
that's what Simon Jordan was making on the TalkSport the last year.
There's a different meaning. There's a different meaning. But you cannot say discriminating. They are questioning it, not discriminating. You cannot discriminate someone. You cannot listen, bro. You the words need to be brought for what they are and not just changed into another meaning. Discriminating is when you put someone down for something that they can't help changing. They did not discriminate Troops' accent. They questioned whether or not that's what he sounds like and what he has sounded like since he was born. Because I assure you, I'll tell you this right now, I'm from the ends. I'm from East London. I've grown up with many black friends, mixed race friends, white friends, Asian friends. And I've heard them before. They put on this accent which makes them sound like they're road, and they're really not.
Yeah.
And it is a fake and put on accent. And I think Troops is like that. I think Troops is like that. But I'll tell you this now: it's not his. If he's from an area where they do sound like that, then fair enough. But
I do think he does, because I've seen him off camera, mate, and he's exactly the same. That he's on or off.
Yeah, then that's fine. Like, people can question it, but they did not discriminate it. I hate talk sport, but you cannot say they discriminated it.
No, I said it was. I said what I said was bordering it. It was just there's definitely questioning it, but definitely bordering it.
Well, you know, it is what it is, isn't it? Because like I could.
But again, it's like they're saying this Tuanzebe thing is it done this whole racism thing.
Do you know what? There's a simple answer. Do you know what? There's a simple answer to this problem. If Twitter are going to be the no, we're all for freedom of speech and we can't deny anybody to say what they want to say and all that nonsense, but don't really take into fact the harm that it's doing, right? Why somebody should now approach all your rich businessmen and your really top end footballers and say, listen, if we were going to have to change it and we want to still use our platforms, we're going to have to create our own platform and encode it in a way that it does not allow any of this nonsense to get through. Simple as that. Make somebody, please. Do you know what I mean?
Talk Man U. You know what the thing is, though, bro? You know what the thing is? Like for example, I could easily, because of how I look and my appearance, my race, I could easily put on the accent. And just say, yo, I'm going to stick with that. But the same thing, I can use what they say. I just don't need to change my accent. Like when I say bruv, and when I say bro, when I say fam, that's just what I've grown up hearing. So it's gonna definitely inflict onto my verbal usage in the future. So obviously, you know, I hung around, you know, a few friends who sounded like this, and they use exactly the same words, and it's cool.
Yeah,
but
no.
The thing is, I don't need to change my accent because you guys can probably tell I'm from East London. I have a little bit of a mix between, you know, kind of like a streety / Cockney accent. Like you can tell the mix, so you don't need to. Like, you know, I don't need to change my accent just to use certain words, bro.
What I'm saying is if you reduce their ability to be as offensive as they are now, and you make it so that they can't, there's no way around them putting the words together or even emojis that can be offensive. So because you know, like let's just say if somebody had made a new platform up that so it's coded in a certain way that you cannot use certain words, right, and you can't use certain emojis. And then you have to find new ways of communicating and letting people know this. I thought the whole idea of Twitter in the first place was, you know, you've got so many words to use to make your point. Great. So why can't somebody come up with one where you can just leave out certain offensive words? You know, we all know which words we're talking about, right? And because it's easy if you know, yeah, how are you doing today? All right, yeah, I'm great. Thanks for asking. Oh, I thought you played well in that game. Brilliant. You know, top man. Great stuff. Blah, 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 blah. We don't need certain words to be there for just communicating about how's your day been? I'm great. Have a look at this, look at that, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm just trying to pull ideas out of the sky because at the end of the day, if people don't talk about these things like that and start thinking about other ideas, we're only going to be beholden to Twitter, to Instagram.
Exactly. Something I don't like is, right, and I tell you, this is a fact, and this is a true story at the end of last season, yeah? Wilfred Zaha was racially attacked by an anonymous fan, and then he found out it was actually a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and no one spoke about. No one's speaking about that now. But just because Axel's young, it's not give anyone the right to say that his case is worse than anyone who's older than him. Because Zaha's was just because Wilfred's was just as bad. Wilfred's was just as bad. Like, this guy has been performing in a team that he shouldn't even be at. He should be at way higher levels in his career. And he sadly is performing for a South London team where he was born and benefited himself to play there. And this is exactly my point. When you represent something that realistically you shouldn't be and you want to, no one should receive that abuse. And that's what Axel and Wilfred had to go through. And Fred as well. Fred deleted his post the other day because of all the comments he was getting. It's sad.
None of it.
It's so sad.
None of it towards anybody, whatever the colour of their skin, their religion, their gender, or anything.
None of it's right. None of
It's not right. It's just not right, because at the end of the day, we got to be able to move on from that.
You can't move on from it, because I'll tell you for why. What was it? The World Cup that was last, wasn't it? Yeah, the World Cup that France won. Now I listened to LBC quite a bit, and there they chap on there, so they were talking about how, because of the Brexit stuff, etc., do they feel that this, like the England campaign that they had, do you think it brought us closer? And I had this really, isn't that elder gentleman went on there and he said, "No, I'm not happy." He goes, "Why not?" He goes, "Well, because there's too many foreign players in our lineup." He goes, "That's not English." So the thing is, you can say, you can remove it from Twitter, you can remove it from Instagram, blah blah blah, but it's still going to exist, and they will always find a platform to spread that hate and to make their
exactly. I know what you're saying.
The problem with that is, once you do start demonetizing people and taking away emoticons and stuff, they're going to say, "Well, I ain't going to use your shit platform." And the problem with people like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, they are massive companies, and they cannot afford to get say an influencer was a massive deal within his community or whatever he or she represents, and he says in a video, right, don't use Twitter, everyone, because they then lose that amount of people. I'm not saying it's right, but it's just the way it is. They're just going to lose people, and then someone else will gain it, and then someone else will make more money, and then that's when these sort of things will get more ignored. Do you know what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword. You always have it, unfortunately. I mean, I'm obviously a 34-year-old man. I was born and raised in Tottenham. Literally, sometimes when I was younger, believe it or not, I was the only coloured person in my street. So I know what it's like, and obviously, like Adam says, as far as the accent goes, yes, it sounds a bit more Cockney or a bit more posh-ish, but it's only because I only turn on that accent because, believe it or not, some of my friends, they can't understand normal English. It sounds funny, but they don't understand the word fight, for instance. They only know the word beef. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like, the reason some people put on the accent is because they may speak a higher level of English. However, some people prefer slang, or they only got used to slang, and then they can't speak the Queen's English. Do you know what I mean? So it's. I mean, I don't know about Troops. I don't know him. Like, I only see him from what is on the cameras, so I can't say if he's putting it on or anything. But like Adam said, you can't just discount a fan or for anyone just because they sound different to others.
Yeah,
no, definitely not.
That was sort of what I was trying to make the point of.
But the whole thing that I'm on about is from the start is where, right? If you look at where we are right now, how we've got to this point, right, and everything that's gone beyond us, before us, sorry, and everything that is still happening right now, there's the only way that this is going to change in the future, because that's what we have to look at now. Unless we are going to start rewarding people for dobbing people in, we aren't going to change it right now. So we have to start now looking at it. For me, this goes down to education. It has to start in the schools, but it has to be more. It has to be more in depth. It has to be more. Has to be more shocking. In fact, it has to be more, now. Remember when I said to you the other week about my son? He came home and it'd been taught about FGM, right? If they can teach a 10-year-old about FGM, they can sit them down and show them photos, show them videos of people, what this does to people, right? And get that message in them, shock them that this is not what you're supposed to be doing.
I don't think, like I said in the previous stream, I don't think it's that at all. All I think is social pressure, etc. So, like I made a point as well, is until influencers start taking more of a, because obviously people listen to influencers. So if influencers of people are saying, look, kids, this is bad, do you know what I mean? Like Eminem tried to do a little while ago, but obviously he got a bit of a heat for it. But if a big influencer is telling, you know, kids or people that look up to them, this is bad, that's when you'll start getting the results that you want.
Yeah, but that's no, what I'm saying is,
there are influencers though, and I don't care. Yeah, I'll happily bait people in this fucking community who have been racist. I'll happily bait their names out.
Yeah.
I don't care if they've helped out a channel or not. I don't care if they've helped out a channel or not. Kesh is my good friend. He's my very good friend. He put out a tweet the other day, right, of what, you know, Lee Gunner was saying about a few players.
I thought,
yeah, you saw that. Yeah, we all saw that. I don't care whether or not he helped this channel or any other channel. He's an influencer, and he thinks he can get away with anything he says. He can get away with anything he says. I don't care, because I'm friends with Claude, I'm friends with Diesel and Terry, but I'm not going to be friends with someone who is friends with someone else. I don't care, bro. That's not how I work, bro. If you're loyal to me and you've supported me, cool. I'll allow you and you can do your thing. I will caution you if you do say anything. But if I don't like you and you say something very, very rude, then that's where I'm going to fucking go in on you. And he should be ashamed that he's gone on towards Indians and Argentinians and all these people just because of how they perform on the pitch and what they do off and on the pitch. It's disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
110%.
The thing is though is that obviously Twitter and Facebook at the moment don't care. But we have to, I think the issue is that you have to make it worth their while to care. And I think it has to be like an effort from, I think footballers themselves have to kind of raise awareness of it. I think people who use Twitter have to be, you know, you mentioned, you know, about grassing. Well, frankly, I think good if people want to look, I'm going to be biased here because I'm black myself, right? So obviously I have a vested interest here. Well, look, if it's racism against anyone is wrong, you can't just say...
Wait, did you say you're mixed race, Marbles?
No, I'm black.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
All right.
So, like, racism against anyone is wrong. You can't just say a white person or black. Against anyone is wrong. But
yeah,
I think it has to be like a multifaceted thing. Like, I think fans have to call out racism. Like the thing with Prime. Well, obviously, we know what happened with Prime, right? But it was actually Jem is white, and he was the first one who picked up on. Well, we all know what happened, right?
Yeah.
So we need similar things like that. It needs to be like you need to have like not so much peer pressure. That's the wrong term, but like I think
more awareness.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that because that was
more of a moral responsibility.
Do you know what, Stephen? That's the whole reason why I started this rise, right? Why do you think I did that? That was because that symbol right there. I asked people. I went and asked so many people. Please put this on your socials, on your YouTube channel, on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your whatever. And it's a constant reminder because I can't see anyone. I can't see one anywhere else. But we need a constant reminder that look, we are not going to accept, tolerate, or let anybody get away with any kind of abuse, whether it be racial, homophobic, you know, religious, whatever. You say anything, you do anything, you're going to get absolutely slaughtered. Don't even think about doing it, because if that symbol is always there, and I remember talking to Bits about this and some others. I won't mention any names, but I had a good conversation with a few people.
That's why I was happy to put that banner up on my channel.
Yeah, and I said at the time, I said, look, I felt compelled to do this because I got so outraged by everything and nobody doing enough to try and combat it. So I just got compelled, and that came into my head, and I did it. But I have said to Bits, if anybody wants to work with me, and it doesn't have to be that symbol that I've done there. And I said that from the start. I said that's just a starting point. But if anybody wants to get on board with it and work with me and create something together, I'm so happy to do that. But it has to be a big push towards everybody. It's almost like, you know, when you go to a bar, right? Certain bars on a night out. What do you have at the door? You have a bouncer. What does that tell you? You go, oh, all right, shit. I better not mess about here because look at the size of him. He's going to knock me for 6. You don't. It gives you that mentality of, oh, okay, all right. Don't start even thinking about having any shit in here because the guys there. Look, these big guys are going to have me. Yeah. So online.
Oh, bouncers are shit in England. Bouncers are shit in England.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying though. If you have some kind of constant reminder that listen, it's not cool and it's not acceptable and it won't be tolerated. It's,
and you know
over
what
time.
you can see what happened like the other day. That what happens when you do it.
But,
exactly.
But I mean, the thing is, these people that are making these comments and stuff, they don't follow any sort of streams like football or anything. They may not, yeah. The thing is, they target. So obviously, like you said, recently, the referee from the West Ham Fulham game, he got targeted with death threats, etc. So these people don't sort of like follow around. Like if I followed like bits and bobs or people from the stream, etc. They don't follow them. Yeah, it's always.
But that's the thing, Nui. It's like where I got that. I was doing that liver awareness show, and then all that 20 or 30 people turned up with all the far right stuff.
Yeah.
And trying to get me to say far right crap to get me caught out.
That's it, exactly. So these people, I mean, yes, I mean, unless they sort of see the person they are targeting is wearing that sort of badge, as it were, the Rise badge, then, you know, they may think of it, or until, like I said before, when you start getting more and more YouTube videos of people being named, shamed, and called out, because that person could have not known that he's a friend of him. Do you know what I mean? So it's like they may not know who their friends are, and they may have a friend in a higher place. Do you know what I mean? So until we start getting more and more of the name and shames, you know, pictures basically posted all over Twitter, you know, of them being what they are, I don't think it will deter anyone. And then when they start going for jobs, they start applying for mortgages, etc., and then they start looking into the background of them, that's when it's going to hit them, and that's when it's going to hurt them.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, my battery's low, guys, but I will join you on the next stream, and I hope you have a good evening, everyone.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, right,
yeah. See you later, Nora.
He's about to die along with his fossil football.
Last word. Fuck you.
But no, I think he's some good points there, and you know, this is the conversation has to continue about it, because you know, otherwise we can't keep just waiting until things happen to then start talking about it, because it gives when things go quiet, then people who are waiting to pounce with this shit, they act then. But it's harder for people to do what they want to do if it's always at the forefront of what's happening. And I include the football clubs themselves in that. I include the media companies. I include your news companies. There is a whole shed load. In fact, there's a whole mountain load of stuff that these people could be doing to make more awareness about this and actually reduce and make people question themselves about what they're doing themselves. Because like you said, like Ad said about the guy who abused Zaha, he was a 12-year-old kid. Do you really think he understood the implications of what he was doing? He probably didn't. I don't think he understood deep down how many people and how much history that he is attacking by just sending that one tweet to one person. It's not just that. This is like you're attacking, you know, half the world. You know,
Edward Wood is a what?
Yo, Ed Woodward, how are you doing?
Oh, see, Ad's channel. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
What's your?
I was just going to talk about Tuanzebe and Martial and the Mike Dean thing. See, if you see the Premier League CEO, he addressed the Mike Dean situation, but he didn't address the racism, and they're just I know they're putting tweets out, but they're not doing anything about it, which is just wrong, really.
Well, this is what I was just saying. That people like that who've got the power, who've got the money, right, and the influence. I mean, you talk about even we could even pull Sky into this. The actual creators of our beautiful game in the form it is in now, because that's when everything changed about the back pass. You know, the back pass law went out the window and it all went where it is now after that, right? So if they can do more between them, they can do so much more. And
Instead of just doing an advert saying I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, there's no point being in if you're not going to take action.
Yeah, but in what though? What does it mean?
Who did that?
Sky Sports is like they have their like ads, like it's on the news, and it says I'm like into stopping racial discrimination, and this, I'm like, yeah, that's great, but what action are you taking to stop that?
But they've already made adverts. Like, why are we picking holes here? Like, there are people out there who, like, listen, we need to just accept that racism's always going to be with us until we all die. Like, all of us. Like, this is going to go for generations and generations and generations. And the reason why it is not because people don't talk about it too much. No, let me finish. The reason why it's not, listen, the reason why it's going to keep being here, not because people don't promote it enough, because it gets talked about a lot, and it's good that it's getting talked about. But at the same time, you need to understand there are just idiots out there.
Yeah, but this is the thing. What I'm getting back to, Ads, I don't know if you agree, and Ed Woodward and everybody else. If you agree, just say yeah, I agree. That I know what Nori was saying when I talk about education, but I do believe strongly that if you educate the kids at the right age with the right information, right, and this is just not cool. It's just not acceptable. Right, the more you do that, and the stronger that education is. At some point, it is going to start to sink in, and it's going to become less and less.
Nobody's born racist, mate. Nobody's born racist.
Yes.
No, exactly. So if somebody can learn to be it, you can unlearn how to be. So this for me, there are we need the schools have got to do more. But then that comes back down to the government. I mean, we can all talk about Twitter and the Instas and all that. That's a different window, let's say. Where these people find their opportunity. But the ones like the guy who did the Zaha thing, who was only 12, now if he was getting more education at school about, and also again, this needs to be, there needs to be input from lots of different angles on this, because it's not just a case of saying, okay, let's sit the kids down and say, you don't do this because it's wrong, you don't say that because it's wrong, and blah 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 blah. No, this has to be thought about long and hard by clever people, psychologists, and etc. And it has to be approached in a certain specific way, so that there's no point in you don't start a recipe at the end with the cooked meal. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so you have to. This has to be done right, because once you start it, it's got to be, the start has got to be right, bang on for the end result to be what you want it to be. So for me, do you know what? I'm gonna have to stop saying that, because I sound like Trevor Sinclair when I say that, don't I? When I say for me,
it was like when I was in secondary school, for example. One of the history lessons we learned about the subjects we covered was about the slave trade and what happened there. So it gave you sort of, as for me as a white person, gave an eye opener into that particular part in history, and it was terrible. It was horrible, and it was wrong. And it made it. We made to watch a film, like about what they literally going through, what they were going through, and it was like a real eye opener, because we were only like year 7 or 8. Like in school, so we're about 13, 14. So then most of the people like in the class were like some of them couldn't watch it. So and it's sometimes you need some parts. The problem is these days a lot of people like to wrap people like kids in cotton wool. And think the world's perfect, and sometimes they need that shock to show that no, it ain't perfect, right? And this is wrong, and you've got to do this. You've got to act.
Yeah, but I think also, do you not think it could be again, this is not. I'm not talking about.
Ball Talk. I don't know if you're new in the chat. If you are, please go subscribe. Everyone that is still watching, by the way, keep subscribing. We're gonna do this for about another 10 minutes, and then we're gonna call it a night. Because I need sleep.
But they need to, like, you don't want to. This is. I'm not saying that this just has to be at a certain age group, and that's the only age group you do it. I'm saying here, if people are really serious about this and really are serious about it, it has to start at, say, year 2, then year 4, then year 6, and then also you add some more in the secondary school, and that's how you get to, because if it's a constant thing every other year in their curriculum, right? Then you're building on what you've already put in place before that, and confounding it, and because you lay the foundations, but then you need to put the house on top to finish it. So, there has to be. This is not just going to be a case of you teach kids about it when they're like 8 or 9 or whatever. It has to start earlier and go right through the curriculum till they leave school. So it's a total understanding of, because it's like we said before, there's so much more to this than just one.
There's so many layers to it. That's the problem.
Of course there is.
So many layers, and it's like we were saying. There's so many different forms of discrimination that you can come across. I mean, there's like racism in itself, and then there's discrimination in other ways with other people. So it's any sort of form, and this is where I would say on this channel, though we want to focus about liver disease and liver awareness on this channel, if there are any incidents in football or F1 that has been racial or discriminating in any form, we will call it out, and we will say, like, right, what people should be doing to change it.
Yeah,
and
there's that guy on the terrace who got caught, didn't he?
Yeah,
sorry?
For example, and that's where it also, like I said, it was we're not bringing that into the discussion anymore. Just focus on the football, for example. But again, it's like would also society in general. If you hear anything in society, call it out.
But do you know what, as well, though, because we have to remember that there are some who are just total out and out, right? They are really, really bad racists. But I'm sure there's some people out there who generally would make a mistake, or do it because
no, seriously, there's so many people in the damn world, man. It's hard to like say with like different developments. So yes, there are some that can be like helped. I have a question though. Is Twitter good for the world or bad for the world? And in your lifetime, Rise Manu, have you seen the world as divided as it is right now?
Well, the first question, Twitter, is it good for? I think giving us the ability to communicate with each other is a great thing, obviously, and to share our love for certain things, our love for each other, and information. However, if we was in a bar, right, a big massive bar somewhere, and all these people are coming in and everybody's doing their thing, and then somebody jumped up and started shouting racial abuse, what do you think would happen? The bar owners would say, "Whoa, you get your ass out of here, son. You are out and do not come back here ever again." That's what would happen. Now, until Twitter take that kind of
stand,
until they take that kind of stand and put mechanisms in place and algorithms, more so algorithms that can. I was saying it the other day. I said it to Bits about why can't they? Between Facebook, Twitter, I know Facebook owns Instagram and everything else, but I'm talking about the revenue streams here. If they all put some money into the pot, they can get these clever coders, right?
But this is where the problem is.
Why?
Money.
Oh well, yeah, but they can
they
create.
Don't put the money in
they can create algorithms, right?
because all they're doing is
I know.
They're
But Stephen, this is the thing.
Because if they kick out, no, but what I'm saying is, if they kick out people, right, and too white too, not saying they shouldn't, too white too, they need to be kicked out because they're racist.
Yeah,
right?
but
because you're kicking them out, they're now losing money.
Yeah, but you're telling me that they're not the people behind Twitter, Facebook, Zuckerberg, all the rest of them are not clever enough to understand that. Listen, we can create an algorithm here, right? Wait.
I'm sorry, but this is where they're now taking a harms bill. It's now taking an online harms bill for them to actually now start affecting something.
Yeah, but they'll easily get around that. Though that's what I was saying before about how they word things. But what I'm saying is they can clever enough to create what I would call it maybe an interceptor, which is an artificial intelligent receiver of the message that you send from your Twitter. Right, this will all happen in a blink of an eye. Right, you send that message, and it goes through a filter. All right, and that filter is so clever that it can actually read what is in that message and can put the text to any imagery, and they can then put a database of this is what we don't accept. Right, in between words, any connotation of words as well. Right, so you can't get around it. That go with these images in a certain way, and that filter then just goes. No chance, and it gets discarded, and you get a message back saying, "Sorry, we could not send this message. Please try again with the more appropriate content or something like that." They can do that. They surely can do that. If they can target me with Manscaped after searching for clippers from the air, they can do it. What do you think, Bargav?
I don't know. It's a pretty complex system, though. It's can it happen? Yes. Why doesn't Twitter do it? It's a big platform, man. I mean, it's a lot of people all over the world. And also, I think they don't want to get into the well, here we got the First Amendment, which is like free speech versus...
Exactly. That's what I said before.
That's like one area it's like that gray area of like, can you, do you want to platform where you can say whatever you want?
This is the problem. Like you say about your First Amendment, it's like with your Second Amendment. Right? How many people around the world have been telling about your Second Amendment and yet nothing gets done?
Right to bear arms.
Yeah. How many mass shootings have happened in America?
I know, but listen, to keep it on tack, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Freedom no, exactly what you're saying, but freedom of speech is great, but surely there has to come a point where, as a human race, we have to say, look, come on, we all like freedom of speech. Of course, we all want freedom of speech, but surely there has to be rules. There has to be rules. You can't, if you're hurting people, which you are with what you're saying, right? It just can't. We can't continue with that. Just can't continue down that line. It's just, it's diabolical and it's archaic.
London, hang on. London is blue. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, bro. How are you, man?
I'm not too bad. You got anything to say about the what we're talking about in a minute?
What are you guys talking about now?
About the Tuanzebe, the racism, so forth.
Oh, I don't know that.
You didn't know about Tuanzebe? He was just basically abused.
Yeah, I know him, but I don't know the story about him.
Yeah, because we're just like talking about what can be done to stop it.
Oh.
Who do you support, Joe?
London is blue, man. Chelsea, bro.
I'll tell you what, is Tuchel, I'll ask you a question then. Is Tuchel gearing up to play 4-3-3 or another system? What's he doing?
Tuchel is playing a good formation actually, 3-4-1-2, 1 attacking midfield and 2 striker.
Yeah, but he's not going to stick with that though.
But that's a good formation, bro, because Werner needs a support.
No. Listen, he's not going to. He's a good man. He's a clever man, and he's not going to stick with that formation. No doubt about that. He's either going to go for. He has, yeah, but he's going to. I think his main one, and he'll understand that in this Premier League, if you are going to seriously attempt to win it, you must from the off be playing a brand of football that is, again, I've said it to a lot of the Liverpool fans, and now they're starting to understand what I meant by the numbers game. The numbers game is about you play a system that creates you 10 chances. And if you've got the quality to play that system, out of those 10 chances, and you put 5 of them away, right, you're going to get 5 goals. Now, if the opposition create five chances and only put 2 in, they ain't going to get no more goals than you. You're going to always outscore the opposition because you're always going to be that threat, and you've got the quality to put the ball in the net. Simple as that. That's what you do to win the Premier League. Simple. End of. But London is not blue. London is what colour is London, Stephen?
Red.
It's the color of my car.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to chip in a minute. I'm gonna have to chip in a minute. I've got to go.
I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to wrap this up anyway, but because I need to get some rest as well. What we are doing Man United, Fulham, Man United, West Ham. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say what? Fulham.
Man United, West Ham, 5th round of the FA Cup tomorrow. Since they'll do the awareness show at 4. 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that. So I'm gonna sort that out, and sure, Talkman, you want to join in on that?
Of course, definitely, yeah. Hopefully,
Hello.
where's Ad's gone? I like talking to Ad.
Charles. Say no to me, Black Lamar. I'm Black too from Nigeria. I know you call me delusional about Tottenham, but just me loving my club. I've been mostly.
When I was a little kid. See, that's just.
Do you know what? Right, fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you.
Yeah,
right?
Charles.
I know I give you a lot of stick about Tottenham and you do like you do
that's banter.
comments and that. But yeah, we all know it's banter. And like
Charles, let me tell you this.
You big up to you, right?
Yeah.
Major big up, man. Major big up.
Yeah, big up to Charles,
man. Yeah, big up to you, right?
You can come on.
You can come on anytime you want. Right, you can, right, and I know I'll give you a lot of stick, right, because I know it's right. It's Arsenal, Tottenham, it's banter, but yeah.
But also, Charles,
you're welcome.
Charles, just remember as well, and everybody else, just remember that these people who do these, this behaviour are in the minority.
Yeah, they
are in the minority. They're a group. They're like cockroaches. They hide in places, and you know what I mean. They crawl out and sneak out, say what they've got to say, and then when you look round, it's like if you're in a crowd of people and someone shouts something, and you go, who was that? And you look round, and you can't see anybody because they've hidden. They come out, they'll say this stuff, and then they hide like little cowards they are. So they are the minority. But Charles, like Stephen says, I'd love to chat to you on here, mate, if you wanted to come on.
Honestly, if you want to talk about it, I can give you 5 minutes. If you want to come on and talk about it. Honest to God.
Yeah.
Right, I'll give you 5 minutes if you want to come on and talk about it. Right, and because that is fair play to you, mate.
Yeah. There's something.
Oh yeah, he signed his contract today.
Yeah, it's only a year though. It's only a year. He wants to. You know why he's done that? It's obviously because he wants to get.
I know why he's saying that. I know.
He wants to get number 8.
No, I know why he's done. I know why he's done that. Well, we all know he's getting number 8. It's about number 9, you know, right? But here, I know why you're saying this because you're scared. You're scared. Sir Lewis Hamilton. By the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's
like
gonna rise with the Mercedes.
See, this is such a tough issue, man. I wish, because it causes a lot of psychological damage, right? Like racism and stuff like that. That's the part for me that really hurts because it's not just the fact that it was.
We'll talk about Hamilton as well, sorry, but
it's like getting over.
It's like.
It's also like how to deal with it and how to, because it changes your self-esteem also, right? When you have to deal with this on a regular basis. So there's a part of you that feels devalued, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'll just show you this. That's from Charles. Ads?
Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, just saying that like he gets a lot of stick because of like his comments, and we give him a lot of stick about his comments about Tottenham. But
Yeah, but
in the end,
it's
it's all
football banter,
banter
isn't
and that,
it? Yeah.
right? And I thought fair play to him, right? Because he probably does get a lot of stick for, right, with some of the comments about Tottenham. But
no, I think Bargav's right what he was just saying. Though, it's we also you have to bear in mind, and actually, Bargav, you brought up a really good point there, because nobody's actually mentioned that side of, what's the support, what's the support, and where are the support networks, etc. Because, I mean,
see, the hardest part about this was like there was a time I had to experience this, and the hardest part was like you're suffering in silence, if that makes sense. There's a part of you that doesn't feel like adequate at times, and I guess me, like, what I used to do is like I used to do a lot of I got into like Muay Thai when I was younger. So every single time that I, like anytime any bad thing that ever happened, I used to put like a number of punches or kicks until and used to constructively get rid of it. There's a lot of people that also I know that who use it positively to create music or like art and stuff like that. But the ones that struggle, I think, are the ones that just they don't have those outlets. If that makes sense.
or they try and bottle, they try and keep it themselves and bottle it inside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then and then it gets triggered by something, and then you just start, and then you start being like a little bit of a troublemaker in some ways. Because
you know what you've said there, Bargav, has just made me think. So if this is what I'm getting at about awareness and about support and about education, is that if we show these people, right, that listen, you're gonna say what you're gonna say, but we're such a big caring community that we look out for each other, and we're gonna do our best to deflect what you're saying, but right back at you, right, and you're gonna be the one who's gonna be sat there in your little hole, scratching your head, going, wait a minute, why aren't I getting the reaction that I wanted? Do you know what I mean? It's a good point that you brought up there, Bagav.
I mean, I don't know, Steven, when you were going through like your health stuff, right? There was definitely a point of like loneliness, wasn't there? Like you feeling like, why do I have to deal with this, or anything like that? You ever had like feelings like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there were times I felt like by myself.
How'd you end up dealing with those? How'd you end up dealing with those?
It's hard.
See, those are the things. Like, I think those are the things that, like, as a mental health,
really hard. I must admit, because until you get to the hospital where there's other people like you, like where I live, I'm literally the only person. Where I live, I'm literally the only person I know who's got liver disease, for example. Right, so as much as people try and understand, and you get psychologists talking every week and stuff like that, they don't.
Right.
And it's difficult to just describe it to them because they haven't been through it. So you do get that time where you do feel alone by yourself, which is harder when you've got ammonia or encephalopathy going through your system or something like that. So you
just hit it on the head. I think that's like a big source of like mental health right now in other places is everyone knows how to deal with the positives, right, in life. When things are going really well, good celebration, your team wins, everybody knows how to deal with those. It's the negative feelings that no one knows how to exactly completely deal with, and they can be of varying intensities, right? And I think that is like the big solution of like, I mean, if whoever figures that out, I think like how to deal with the negative events in life, that is like mental health summed up. And I think and that's a good talk to have like on another day, by the way, because like I feel like we can brainstorm on that.
Yeah, because it just you do have to bear in mind the effect, because we haven't talked about the effects as much as the cause of it. I'm sorry, I overstepped the market.
What? Well, I'll tell you what, Charles. You've got you've got nothing to fear coming on this channel. You're never gonna experience any of that here, right? And that's the fact, actual fact, right? And I don't know where you overstep the mark. I just say it's just rival banter. So yeah, and like I said, if you ever want to come on, you're more than welcome to, right? And we'll always respect your opinion, even if it's the most maddest one possible. Right?
Yeah. Like even if you say Tierney's better than Shaw, I'll
just get over it, will ya? Okay. But I will show, like, because Peter Raymond's in the house, I thought I'd share this little thing for him just before we go. There we go. Let's save this just for him. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Confirm at Lewis Hamilton has signed a new contract and will go for a record-breaking 8th world title. Ding, 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 ding.
How many did Schumacher win? Was it 7?
7, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Just needs one
I'll tell you
more,
what,
Peter.
He's gonna do it. Surely he's gonna do it because there's nobody that can touch him.
Yeah, if Red Bull don't come out with a car that is right on the pace of the Mercedes at the start and do what they did all the other seasons, which is be about 3 or 4 tenths off at the start, then they're screwed. Then Mercedes will walk away with it.
But it's also, I believe that Hamilton
it's so hard
is becoming
back up once you're behind, because that's
becoming
developing as well.
It's becoming braver and more trusting in his own ability each time he wins. So if anybody ever tries pushing him, I think he's still got more to give, if I'm honest, because at the moment it's kind of like, he's on cruise control and he's on autopilot. It's like, do my thing, I know what I'm doing, I'm good at it.
I say that.
But if anybody,
he has put in that contract to stop George Russell getting in the seat. So, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But anyway,
I've got a chip.
Ask this, Charles. Don't be afraid to come on, mate.
Yeah.
You're back up. Yeah. So, but anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there. Thanks for everyone that's tuned in. Right, we've gone on for nearly 2 hours. I didn't think it'd go on that long. Yeah, thanks to Talkman, you again. Marbles, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Chris uttering the words of Monster, but in an F1 sense. Pray for the Lewis Hamilton rivals.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Bargav, thanks for coming on. Ads, as always, thanks for your support. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Ads, I'm doing a watch along for the Man United game if you want to tune in. Ads. Oh well, he's not there. Okay. But anyway, we'll be back tomorrow with the Liver Awareness Show first at 4 o'clock. So make sure you tune into that. Right, more awareness about liver disease and other little sort of stuff that related to it. But until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we'll, as he said, everyone take care.
Yeah.